What does it mean to live wisely? Proverbs doesn't tell a story of kings or battles, it speaks directly to daily life. It's a guide to making decisions, building character, and understanding the consequences of choices. In this video, we'll explore Proverbs, uncovering timeless principles for living well, navigating relationships, handling wealth, and walking in integrity. Whether in ancient Israel or today, its lessons remain remarkably practical and relevant. Overview. Proverbs is a collection of short, powerful statements about life, morality, and human behavior. While much of it is attributed to King Solomon, other contributors include wise men and groups of sages. The book covers hundreds of sayings that address how to live rightly, think wisely, speak carefully, and act justly. Unlike narrative books, Proverbs is structured around general principles rather than specific events. Each saying is designed to provoke reflection and guide decision-making. For example, it contrasts wisdom with folly, diligence with laziness, honesty with deceit, and humility with pride. It also explores the importance of relationships, family, friends, and community, and how choices in speech, work, and thought shape long-term outcomes. Proverbs is both practical and spiritual. While it focuses on observable cause and effect, sowing and reaping, it also roots wisdom in the fear of the Lord. True understanding, it teaches, begins with reverence and acknowledgement of God's guidance. The book is highly readable, memorable, and meant to be applied repeatedly, making it a timeless resource for moral and personal development. Historical and social setting. Proverbs was written during the united and divided monarchy periods of Israel, reflecting the values of ancient Near Eastern wisdom literature while deeply rooted in Israelite faith. Wisdom was considered essential for leaders, merchants, and families alike. Schools of scribes and sages often used Proverbs as teaching tools, both for personal development and civic education. The book reflects a society where morality, justice, and reputation were vital to both community cohesion and personal success. Daily life required practical decision-making in business, family, and social relationships. Proverbs captures this reality, emphasizing both immediate consequences and long-term patterns of behavior. It also reveals a spiritual dimension. Wisdom is inseparable from ethical living. Decisions guided by integrity, humility, and awareness of God's principles lead to flourishing, while choices rooted in pride, greed, or laziness invite ruin. Key themes in Proverbs. Wisdom and understanding. True wisdom begins with reverence for God and is expressed in careful thought, learning, and discernment. Righteousness and integrity. Living honestly and fairly produces stability and trust in relationships and communities. Diligence and work ethic. Proverbs repeatedly contrasts laziness with hard work, showing that effort and discipline bring lasting reward. Speech and communication. Words have power. Prudence in speech prevents conflict, builds relationships, and reflects character. Relationships and community. Friendship, family, and mentorship are central. Choosing companions wisely impacts life profoundly. Humility versus pride. Pride leads to downfall, while humility opens the way to learning, growth, and favor. Consequences of choices. Proverbs emphasizes cause and effect. Actions have predictable outcomes, teaching responsibility and accountability. Key verses in Proverbs. Proverbs 1 verse 7, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Proverbs 3 verses 5 to 6, trust in God to guide every decision. Proverbs 4 verse 7, wisdom is the principal thing. Proverbs 10 verse 12, love covers sins. Proverbs 15 verse 1, gentle words diffuse anger. Proverbs 22 verse 6, train children in the right way, and they will remember it. Relevance Today. Proverbs is surprisingly modern. It addresses the same challenges we face today: how to handle money responsibly, how to speak truthfully, how to manage relationships, and how to make decisions under uncertainty. Its guidance is practical, ethical, and psychologically insightful. In workplaces, friendships, or family life, Proverbs teaches the importance of preparation, thoughtfulness, and integrity. Its wisdom applies to leadership, business, and personal growth. The book also encourages reflection. Every choice matters, and character is built through repeated practice. Spiritually, Proverbs reminds us that ethical and moral living is rooted in awareness of God. Modern life often separates values from faith, but this book links practical wisdom with spiritual insight. Decisions guided by humility, integrity, and discernment create stability, resilience, and long-term flourishing. Closing thought. Proverbs is not just a book of rules, it's a guide to living intentionally. Its lessons are brief but profound, inviting us to pause, reflect, and act wisely in every aspect of life. The enduring truth of Proverbs is that wisdom is active. It is seen in choices, relationships, speech, and work. It is not theoretical, it shapes daily living. By practicing its principles, we cultivate not only success and stability but also character, trust, and moral clarity. Proverbs reminds us that life is full of decisions, and each one matters. Choosing wisely transforms ordinary moments into paths of purpose, growth, and lasting impact.